So this is the day after we learnt about the war in Israel, and I wanted to take the opportunity to maybe reflect on what the Alshech HaKadosh would have said if he were here. And the overwhelming emotion when I heard the news was, where is the protection? Where is our protection from God? And because we know that, as the Alshech says, that in the war with the Midian, it wasn't the prowess and the strength of the Jewish army that won the war. It was the spiritual, divine protection and support from heaven that enabled that war to be won. And so we have a covenant with Hashem. We have a covenant, and part of that covenant is that He will protect us. So my mind was shouting out the voice, "Where is our protection?" And my soul was feeding us back the message from heavens, but where's the unity? And I just wanted to reflect over the lesson of the Holy Alshech regarding the land of Israel. And he asked the question a few parashot ago. The question was, is the land of Israel an inheritance or a gift? And what is the difference? Well, an inheritance is something that you receive from a loved one, and it's once they've deceased, you receive it, it's yours for life. A gift is something that you receive, but the person who's giving the gift could take that gift back. And so when the Alshech asks, is Eretz Israel an inheritance or a gift, he's talking about the sustainability of that in our lives. And the answer he gives is quite remarkable, that it's actually both. In what way is it both? Firstly, it is an inheritance because God promised to Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov that their children will inherit the land. That's an inheritance. But whether one particular generation or another is going to receive that blessing depends on us, depends on the generation. And the Alshech says that there are three factors that influence our ability to sustain that inheritance as a gift in our particular generation. The first is doing the mitzvot, the second is learning Torah, and the third is achdut, unity. And it's very clear through our history that the minute we lose our unity, that it doesn't really matter how good we are or how bad we are with the rest of it. If we don't have the unity, we, so to speak, take away God's ability to protect us. Because ultimately, God gives to man and to the Jewish people free will. And it's up to us what we do with that free will. And if we use that free will to distance ourselves from Him, then we are removing the very protection that He has promised us in the covenant. And so we've dedicated this learning today for all the so many people who have been killed in this war and who have been wounded and who have been still kidnapped. I mean, it's an atrocity beyond our ability to imagine. But it is at this time that we have to strengthen our resolve to follow through on the three things that the Alshech says will guarantee that the covenant we have with God is adhered to. So my appeal to everyone is, if you're able to do a mitzvah, do one more mitzvah than you did yesterday. And if you can't, then support somebody who's doing the mitzvot. And if you're learning, just learn a little bit more than you did yesterday. And if you can't learn, then support an institution that supports learning, of which there are many in Israel and in the world. And thirdly, and the most important thing, is the unity, because unity is something you can't delegate to anybody else. We have to find within ourselves the ability to live together despite our differences, to love each other despite our different backgrounds, and to know and to understand that it's only through the unity that our full protection from divine will come down to us, and Bezrat Hashem, we will move out of this very, very dangerous and vulnerable position into a much stronger, solidified one. May Hashem bless us all with Hatzlacha and salvation, and may we quickly resolve this very, very dark period in the history of our nation. Thank you so much for listening, and in a few minutes we'll invite Eliyahu to give over his lesson.